From the new recording lair located deep beneath the Wine and Spirit store in Ephrata, Pennsylvania.
You're listening to the Masonic Light Podcast.
Studio 665 presents Masonic Light Podcast. This show is recorded by Masons, for Masons, and is for entertainment purposes only. And please, no wagering.
This podcast is not endorsed by any Grand Lodge, and the ridiculous ramblings of the hosts are their own. And now, here's your host.
And welcome to Masonic Light Podcast. I'm Pete, and in studio with me today are a whole bunch of folks. We've got
we find them on the street.
Our producer, Jason Lewis, Hello. Our news director, Jack Harley.
Hello.
Our, I don't know what he is, Larry Maris.
I'm here.
And a couple very special observers, conscientious observers.
United Nations people.
Yeah, Ken Hudson and Scott Helm.
Blue helmets.
Today's episode is brought to you by George J. Grove & Son Home Improvements. George J. Grove has been the trusted exterior home improvement contractor for homeowners in Lancaster County for about 50-some years, since 1963. So visit georgejgrove.com.
For all your home improvement needs.
So, Jack, what's the big deal about this episode?
What? Well, this is our what do we call it? A soft opening for Studio 665. And we are all soft here at Studio 665. Yay, golf applause.
Yay.
So we're almost done. We have some finalizations to go. Jason will tell you that we probably have some echoes that we want to knock down. And
I think we're sounding okay.
Yeah, okay. So call me a liar. That's fine. But
we
anyway.
do have to silence the table a little bit.
Yeah, the table. This table, we have a 10,000-pound table that I thought would be absolutely perfect for this, and it just rings like a drum. So, but anyway, it came out well, and there were a lot of people that we have to thank for that. We had a lot of donations from our listeners. That's not going to end, by the way. We're going to continue to
beg for money.
Beg mercilessly for money because we still need to upgrade the equipment. We're sitting on folding chairs. There's still a lot of work to do in here. But we do thank everyone who was a part of putting this into a real studio. And we look forward to bringing you lots and lots of cool Masonic podcasts out of the studio.
Cool.
So,
well, you mentioned there was a lot of people that had their hand in doing this, and I want to take the time to give thank yous to everybody who helped us get here, and in no particular order, by the way, to Jack Harley.
That would be me.
Our project manager. He organized this with Lodge 665 trustees, lined up volunteer contractors, did Home Depot runs, and has been on site assisting with most of the work. And he has done a phenomenal job. And thanks, Jack.
So I just to interrupt you because it's so much fun. None of this is possible without Ephrata Lodge 665
Absolutely.
Being a part of this, because we brought it up to them and they immediately, without even questioning the idea, said, yeah, that sounds great. Do it. So kudos to Ephrata Lodge 665 for being on the vanguard of this electronic revolution that we're going through in the fraternity right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Also to George J. Grove & Son, which we mentioned him previously. Brother George, the second and third are both friends and brothers from Lamberton Lodge 476, and they graciously donated materials.
So what they did, they donated the drywall?
Studs, drywall, and labor to put them together.
And the windows?
And the windows, Brother Ken, we're going to hear about in a minute.
They also donated. They also donated Ron Carson, which is very helpful.
Yes,
yeah, I'm getting there. Actually,
absolutely. He's further down on the list.
My next thank you was to Brother Ronald Carson, DDGM and past master of 476.
Who's your DD?
Who provided most of the carpentry work, installing windows and doors and trim, blah blah blah. Also, sitting over in the corner over here like a good little boy, Brother Scott Helm, past master, worshipful master of Scarrett Lodge. He handled and did all of our electrical work, which we thank you for. Scott, I don't know what we'd do without you. What we'd be
in the dark.
We have candles tonight, yeah. To Brother Ken Hudson, Brother Ken Hudson of Lodge 43, who donated materials, came here and did a lot of work.
He donated
with Ron and Jack and,
2 doors for the room that has 1 door.
Yes.
A closet door, in case we ever need a closet.
So
It was a Hobbit door, the first one.
Ken was a guest on our show before, and he mentioned he had the gastric bypass. So I think he got a door that he could fit in, and that none of the rest of us could fit in.
Pete, there was a time that you and I couldn't fit through that door that Ken got. You would now fit through it. I would not fit through it.
And last but not least,
As long as they can fit the gurney through it, we'll be okay.
last but not least, the financial contributions of our listeners.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Today we have raised approximately.
No, don't say
No.
that.
I don't know.
Oh, we don't know. Okay, but we
not nearly
we've
enough.
raised some money. But yeah, as Jack said, please keep those checks coming in. However you want to do it, GoFundMe. We'll bring that
Well,
up
I
at the end of
mean,
the show.
because of the generous donations of labor and some of the big materials in the room, like the fancy LED lights and the drywall, and our money went really far. So we didn't have a ton of money. If we would have waited till we had enough money to pay for things outright, we'd have to be collecting for years. So
Yeah.
And just so you know, we do have special ambiance in this studio. Our lights are on a dimmer.
Ooh, very
A
romantic.
little romantic music. Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, special shout out to John
And
Mertz.
I also, too, as a brother Mason, want to thank the good brothers of 665 for everything they have done for us. I mean, these guys are special.
Yes.
They appreciate, like you said, us coming into the 21st century with everything that we do. And I don't think we can be grateful enough for what they've done and how they've gone out of their way.
Absolutely. And just while I was saying, it was John Mertz who donated the lights to this project. So without him, we'd all be in the dark.
Okay. Well, let's get back to what we normally do. So
What's that?
We'll go to Jason. We haven't heard too much from Jason yet. Jason, have you done anything Masonically the past couple weeks?
I made apple dumplings. That was really about it. And then,
Very Masonic.
yeah, very much. Well, it was a good fundraiser for the local Lancaster Children's Dyslexia Center. And, had PA Council deliberation, Scottish Rite, state level annual meeting. We probably talked about that the last
Where was that?
episode. That was at the King of Prussia.
Oh, at the casino,
At the
right?
casino, yeah.
Yeah.
So
You did the Mean Bean Fellowship gathering on Saturday morning.
we have a very loose coffee club, Coffee in the Craft, hanging out at Mean Cup Coffee on Harrisburg Pike. So not nearly as successful as Goose and Gridiron, but still equally as fun.
It's because it's at dark 30 in the morning. 30 minutes away from my house.
7 o'clock. Jeez.
Jack, you've been busy Masonically, I guess. You're getting back in the swing of things.
Well, other than breaking my hump on this
We had AMD
project,
last night.
We had AMD last night. That was a very well-run meeting. Pete actually stepped up because our sovereign master was absent.
He's
and,
on the disabled list with a bum hand.
He's on the pup list, yeah. But Pete did a great job keeping the minions in order. And
You were
we had a good
sovereign
meeting.
master last
I
night?
was, and it's slightly less. It's a slightly more mature group than Grotto.
You
so
think?
nobody had to get tased. We didn't have to yell. I didn't have to use the gavel once.
On anybody.
Oh, yeah, we had Grotto. That's right, because we're doing
and-
Grotto over the summer.
And we had Grotto, yeah.
Oh, we did. Yeah, that was since the last episode.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yep. And no one was killed or maimed, so it was good.
Yeah, it was less than a train wreck.
Close, but not.
Close to a train wreck, but it was not a train wreck.
Yeah, it was. We kind of went up on 2 wheels, but it was good.
Larry, you don't do anything, right?
No, other than Goose and Gridiron, Mean Cup, or whatever the hell they call it. I'm sorry, whatever he called it. Did that. I went to
Coffee.
fellowship at Venice Pizza the other night. Yeah,
I was there too.
We have a lot of fellowship in our area. A lot of fellowship at the Goose and Gridiron, the fellowship at the Venice Pizza place, beer and pizza, and the Mean Cup. I mean, we do a lot of fellowship things, and they're very informal gatherings. No agendas, no nothing. We just have a good time. That's what Freemasonry should be.
I had fellowship with Ken Hudson the other night.
Yeah, we heard.
So I guess my only Masonic thing we kind of already mentioned was the AMD. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was it. I'm purposely laying low for the summer. Oh, I guess we did have ladies' night for Tall Cedars. We are in the middle of a monsoon here in Pennsylvania, and somehow or other we had a slight break in the weather, and we had a nice little evening in the pavilion at the VFW in Mount Joy. The really funny thing is we do this white elephant auction. And last year, my wife and I won this stupid, like it's called a wine bag. It's just like a bag that you would carry one bottle of wine. And I don't know, that's what the handle's for, but like, okay. So we didn't want it. So this year,
I'll take it.
So that was 2 years ago. So last year we wrapped it up and pawned it off on somebody else. So the idea at a white elephant sale, there's just bags and you don't know what's in it. You just have to bid randomly based on what the bag looks like. So I think we bid $9 and we won a bag this year, and we opened it up and it was that damn wine bag. Came back like a bad penny. Yeah, I can't.
Boomerang bag.
My very demure Mennonite wife issued some things that I can't bleep out on the air. So so that's going to go back into the mix next year.
Nice. Traditions.
Oh, here you go.
So I guess we should go to break. Oh,
Before we go to break, I'm sorry, Jason.
I do have one thing we should mention too, but no, you've got.
Before we go to break, I will say that anybody is thinking about contributing anything to the show here, chairs. Oh my God, my back is killing me right now. These chairs suck. So anybody that wants to send, 4 or 5 nice office chairs, we would gladly accept those because these chairs are terrible.
These ones don't squeak.
Oh my God.
For any of you European folks, these are pretty much priest chairs.
Oh God.
These are the chairs that you put out for the priest when he comes around for block election, so they don't stay and get too cozy and they leave.
All right. So, anyways, speaking of things killing you, we should report for our non-local listeners that nobody died at skydiving.
Yes.
Skydiving was canceled, so there was no opportunity. The skies were not friendly. So if you've been wondering about the skydiving report, nobody died. It was canceled. In any event, let's go to break.
Why choose George J. Grove & Sons for your next home improvement project? At George J. Grove & Sons, we've built our reputation on quality and trust for more than 50 years. For planning to materials to installation, George J. Grove promises a home improvement experience second to none. Whether your goal is reducing energy costs, decreasing maintenance, updating curb appeal, or simply increasing the value of your home, the George J. Grove team will recommend and provide solutions that stand the test of time. Call 717-393-0859 for an estimate or visit us at georgejgrove.com.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. So while we were gone for that 5 minutes, we had about 20 minutes of discussion, laughs, arguments. It was fun, but we're back. So, and we're all still here. So we want to talk a little bit about what we're going to do on the show going forward. Since we're in a new studio and it's a little bit more professional, a lot more professional, we're going to try to step up our game as well. So,
new intro.
New intro music.
Yeah.
Brian Hill is our deep, golden-throated announcer. He's going to be chiming in every once in a while. But we're also going to have a lot of pre-produced kind of skits. Believe me, if you heard Jason and I in those skits, we're horrible actors.
And they keep casting us in the Scottish Rite. They must think we're stars.
Yeah.
They just have low standards.
They need a centurion that looks younger than 90, so it's.
Man, I'm the best king of somebody I can't tell you about that they've ever seen.
There. So, but we're going to actually need some help from the listeners too. If you guys have any ideas for segments that you could pre-record and send in, we'll be happy to play them. Ken is going to be since our former brother on the street never did anything.
I wouldn't say that. He did a few. He recorded video instead of radio.
Well, we haven't seen him. We haven't seen or heard from him.
You're right. He disappeared.
So this is a cry. brother on the street, if we don't hear from you, we're going to replace you with
No, come on.
Ken.
We want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. We do.
We'll hear from
We miss
Ken.
you. We love you. We want you to like poke up your head over the mountaintop.
Are you okay?
Yeah, just let us know you're out there.
And then Ken can be our Masonic Villages correspondent.
He's not Ken. His MLP name is K-Dog.
Hey, dog.
K-Dog, yeah.
What's up? This is K-Dog.
Ken, incidentally, is the new brother on the street. He agreed to do that.
He's brother in the village.
Brother in the village. Now.
Brother.
Yeah, brother in the village.
YMCA.
Yeah, brother in the village.
Are you?
He's the village brother.
You know, that might be more accurate. That might be more accurate than you think.
So for those of you that don't know, well, you'll hear later in the show, but brother on the street, the new brother on the street, K-Dog Hudson,
What's up? This is K-Dog.
will be moving up to Masonic Village and is very excited about it. And we have a clip we recorded earlier about that.
Yeah, he's Ken. How old are you, Ken?
69 in September.
So he's about 20 years. He's probably he can drive at night, and he's got his own car. And there's a lot of single ladies up there that are already itching for him.
All the single ladies.
Well, that's it for undercover brother.
He's got so many nicknames. That's just not even fair.
They're going to call him Under the Covers, brother.
Under the covers, brother. See, there it was. I was just waiting. Somebody had to pick that one up.
It's not happening. Go ahead.
So Larry, you going to join the show a little bit here today?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's a spectator. This is great. Just don't ask me to do anything.
So Larry, you contributed a whiteboard. Thank you.
Yeah. It's
And the table.
laying on the floor.
He did.
Oh,
Cough
he
up
did
for
buy the table.
He coughed up for the table. Yeah, he reimbursed me, but yes, he did. We still have to come in and polish the edges a little bit.
Did they deliver this?
Yeah. they
Wow,
did.
that's
And,
great.
and I am putting more money toward the board.
So I mean,
Like the board funeral home?
No.
not for nothing, but Facebook Marketplace has been really friggin' helpful for this whole project because there's all kinds of stuff out there that we found just floating in the ether.
Yeah, although a couple people didn't get back to me when I offered to buy things, like all those tables that we didn't end up buying.
Right?
I messaged all those people.
Did you?
Yeah, so I guess
So we pass on the poker table and we have a very nice, smaller size conference table.
Yeah.
It's a perfect table.
It's
I think it's perfect
Even has a hole in the middle.
It does.
for an umbrella.
For an
For an
umbrella.
umbrella, exactly.
Someday when we care about cable management.
To keep these freaking lights off of us. Oh my God. You got so much light.
We can dim the lights.
What?
Well, then maybe we can run the cables through that instead. I think that's what it's for. If it's a conference table, that's
Yeah.
where the
I'm sure there was
Speakerphone.
a speakerphone or something mounted there at some point in its life.
it
But
helps
anyway,
promote synergy and other corporate things.
Yes.
So if you, now I'm jumping ahead, but that's okay.
That's fine.
But if you are coming to the AMD first ever Eastern
Eastern Pennsylvania In-Gathering.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can also come take a peek in the windows and see Studio 665.
And just the windows will be open so you can just throw money into the window.
Yeah.
And that'll be fine.
And steal the mixing board because we need to replace it so we can get our insurance money.
Oh, damn it.
Are we insured?
We are not sure.
We are surely not insured. But we got locks all
I mean,
over.
I had homeowners at my house, but now that it's here, I guess it's all on.
No, we got cameras and guns and knives and
Do we have a lease?
we have
Sort of.
we're Masons. We have a handshake.
Speaking of moving, why don't we move right along? We'll take a break and listen to Ken Hudson's adventures
Ken.
in moving to Masonic villages.
Ken, tell us all about the Masonic villages.
What's up? This is K-Dog, your undercover brother.
I'm with Ken Hudson today at the Black Olive Restaurant. We ran into Ken and Steve by mistake. Pete and I were going to have a working lunch, and we ran into these two yokels by mistake. And Ken is here, but I'm really excited about it because Ken is about to embark on a new move in his life. I want him to tell us about it.
Yeah, I'm going to make a move. I've been constipated for a number of years, and I finally got a breakthrough, and I'm moving to Masonic Village, hopefully in the next couple days. I'm really looking forward to it. If you haven't been up there, take the time to take a tour. It is absolutely beautiful. The people there, the staff, and all, they are very supportive. They really look out for you. It's almost like family.
One of the nice things about Masonic Village is it's a 1,200-acre campus. And when my wife went up there, we went up to visit a friend who was in physical therapy up there the other day. One of the things she mentioned to me every time she comes on the campus is, this looks like a major university campus. I mean, the buildings are spectacular, and it is amazing. And I keep telling Ken, watch out, you're going to be a single male. There's a lot of women up there, and since Ken can drive and he can see at night, he's going to get hit on like you wouldn't believe. What do you think about that, Ken?
I'm trying not to think about it.
That's Ken Hudson. He's been on our show before, and he's always welcome, and glad we ran into him today.
Masonic Light Podcast. This is Moyer calling. I just finished listening to episode 56, another great episode. I commend all four of you for offering some excellent tidbits or whatever on how to plan an event. I have not done an official mentoring moment for a while, and something Larry said is now telling me I need to, because it could come up at my annual review. Larry, you were big about talking about MBO, and then you mentioned you had a meeting with your boss where you put down on 20 pages what goals and responsibilities and whatnot you met. Fortunately, I'm not working anymore, so I don't have to deal with that crap. But I thought I better do a mentoring moment, so when you want me to have my annual review, you can't say I didn't meet that goal or responsibility. That being said, here's my mentoring moment. I heard Pete say half-assed twice, and Jason Lewis called him out on that. So if you take two halves and put them together, you now have a whole. And if you stretch your neck out just a little bit farther and look a little bit deeper in that hole, you'll see Larry Maris down there waiting for me for my annual review. Larry, I'm not going down that hole. Talk to you guys later.
And we're back. Here we are.
What?
In all our glory.
In Studio 665, episode number 57, Studio 665.
Our soft opening
should air on the 16th.
What studio's next door?
The studio liquor
664. The 664.
On the other side.
I don't know.
What?
So we heard from Ken Hudson and his Masonic Village move. That sounds like fun.
And we heard the ever so cheerful Jeff Moyer.
He's such a positive person.
We need to name a sticky note after that guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, he threw some money.
Yeah, absolutely did.
A bunch of sticky notes.
Well, we won't tell his wife how much he threw. But
he gets a whole sticky pad.
He does. He gets two. He should have a blue sticky pad.
Okay.
Be careful. She listens to this show.
Shh. I don't know nothing. He didn't really give us. I think it was like $1.
Yeah.
I think.
$1.50, something like that. Yeah.
Yes.
So, Jack Cronkite, do you have any Masonic news for this week?
Good news, everyone!
Masonic Light News. News not fit to print.
In Masonic news today, from the Past Bastard News Agency, at a recent meeting of the Council of Deliberation of Illustrious Grand Commanders of the ancient and accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, it was agreed by the various jurisdictions that a wall is to be erected running roughly along the Mason-Dixon line.
Mason is no relation, although he was a Mason. Separating the northern and southern jurisdictions of that august body. Complained one long-time Mason.
Members are surging back and forth across the border in complete disregard to agreements made hundreds of years ago. What are they thinking? We can't just let these fellas mosey back and forth across jurisdictions. That'd be anarchy.
The motion would later be set aside, as both jurisdictions believed the other should pay for the wall. True to Masonic history, Pennsylvania abstained from the debate. And that's the Masonic news. So mote it was.
Man, there's a lot in there.
There is.
A little order out of chaos.
I just,
That was great.
There's a lot in there.
So, any upcoming events? We already mentioned the In-Gathering. That's coming up.
Yes.
So that's very exciting. Dates again on that?
The In-Gathering, well, there's two things happening on that weekend. On the 10th, we are formally chartering the Cincinnatus Council of the Allied Masonic Degrees. That's an AMD council that'll be meeting out of Ephrata, and we are a spin-off from the Junto Council that currently meets in Lancaster. We'll be having a ceremony for that. It's a small thing, if any. By the time you hear this, it'll probably already happen. And then
I lovingly call it the farm team, but that's because you're in farm country.
Moo.
Yeah.
The password is Moo.
Oh, nice.
Fair to my high school sports career, I was always picked for the B team, so it's okay.
Nothing wrong with the B team.
I was always picked for shirts.
You've always been the merch guy. That's it. And then the following day, the 11th, Saturday, is the In-Gathering. It is sold out. It was a ticketed event, and we have amazingly sold out for the inaugural In-Gathering. And there will be, in the morning, there will be a couple of open sessions of, there'll be two speakers discussing various esoteric type things.
This is scary. Do we have the technology, at least for the open portion, to film it?
Okay, by we, you mean the people sitting around this table?
Well, I mean, I could set up a camera. I mean, look, I can't edit audio. I definitely can't edit video.
All right, so let me just draw the shade on that. No, we may have the technology, but we don't have the permission. And it's actually a little bit tenuous that we're allowing non-AMD members to the morning session. Because an AMD event is supposed to be AMD only, and this one we're opening up to non-AMD Masons. There's only a few that are coming because it was mostly advertised within the AMD community, but so I'm going to say no, just out of respect for the higher authorities that govern these things. No.
Okay, maybe for future consideration.
Yeah, and I think having this studio here will lend itself to that. I think, now that we have Wi-Fi in the building and we have the technology, we're developing some people that know these things. I can see us having an open meeting with the guys from Australia, or we can have a bunch of people here and meet with
Castle Island
Virtual Lodge or whatever, and we can drag this little part of Pennsylvania into that that next generation of the fraternity, which is going to be online. It just is.
One of the other ideas I had when deep in the cups, I thought that as Studio 665, the Masonic Light podcast is our flagship show, but that we might actually have some other, maybe even
recording events. Yeah,
I hate to call it a podcast,
right?
But if somebody wants to give a speech on a certain topic, it could be a standalone thing that we'll just put out there.
If someone has put together a paper or a presentation that they've made at the lodge, I know I've made a presentation at Scott's Lodge, And Larry has made presentations at other lodges, and I think a couple. Yeah, you guys have too. So, we're in that. I mean, we don't charge for it. We don't we don't travel for it, but we could. But yeah, we can.
I'll sit here and send my ones and zeros out.
Sure,
Jack will Skype into your lodge and give the St. John's.
I could
presentation.
It's not as much fun. It's more fun when I'm there and
right, but still
just picking on people on the sidelines.
And you get to eat their ice cream.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not the chocolate
pie.
Never chocolate
pie.
So what else, Larry? Anything going on?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Larry, how much noise are you making moving around, Larry? That was like a whole National Geographic episode.
I'm sorry, my mind was somewhere else when you asked me that question. Really?
Well, we're starting to get back into tall cedar season.
Oh, dear.
So, yeah, Sunday.
Cedar sauce?
I've got OPO, which is officers and past officers.
Other people's organics.
Of the district. And I still don't understand why we meet.
Isn't it that Aleister Crowley thing?
No, but that would be.
That's OTO.
Can I get an invite? So, yeah, that's it. Jason, you have anything else going on? You're going up to council of something or other.
I will miss the chartering of our council of AMD because I'm going up to the secretary and treasurer seminar in Lexington. So I'm heading up to Supreme Council, which will be very cool because I've never seen Supreme Council, nor have I been to New England any further than New York City. So that would be pretty neat. And
they talk funny.
I know. I watch Family Guy, so I'm nervous. So I am sad that I'm going to miss the charting.
Are you going to wear an Eagles shirt?
No, I am not.
Okay.
It is business casual plus, so it's business casual plus a little extra. So it should be a good time. I am sad that I'm going to miss the chartering of our AMD council here, but work calls.
Well, give our regards to the Sovereign Grand Commander. He was a guest on our show earlier, and
a really good dude.
Yeah, and he still hasn't pulled our dues card, so I think he likes us.
Yeah.
What do you know that we don't know?
I know how quick those dues cards can get pulled. That database is it's not very hard to hit delete. So
that hurt. That hurts. So
in other news, now this isn't until October, but we for Brother Seth, we should certainly help him out and throw the Pennsylvania Academy of Masonic Knowledge a plug. They'll be meeting on Saturday, October 27th, which, if you're keeping score, is one day before my birthday. So on October 27th, they're asking that you do register. So go to PAMasonicAcademy.org, strictly for a head count for lunch and what have you. So, and they have two speakers, Brother Joseph Wages, I'm guessing his last name is Wages, talking about Stephen Moran and the Baylot manuscript. So if you follow any kind of Scottish Rite stuff, you're doing Hogarths, if I said that right, you've probably heard a lot about Moran and the different manuscripts. If you've ever done any, Northern Masonic jurisdiction, Scottish Rite work, you've probably read the history of the degrees in the beginning of your scripts. And also, Brother John Michael Greer will be speaking about Freemasonry and the secret societies, and it looks like it is a talk about how Freemasonry has taken the fall for many of these other secret societies, and a little bit of some of the stories and demystifications of some of those conspiracy theories. God. And that's it. September we go back into session, and it's game on. My God, what?
Nothing.
Oh, Lord.
It's very exciting.
Jeez.
It's the countdown till 2019 where I'm the presiding person in 3 different bodies at the same year, so that'll be fun. All right, Larry.
Yes.
Why don't you just take us out of here? We've rambled.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
So just
been a long night.
Just so the listeners understand, this is probably the most formatted, outlined, and scripted show that has ever happened
and
in
we
the Sonic
paid
Light podcast.
no attention to it.
And it is absolutely...
No, we did.
Absolutely a slop fest on the wall. So God bless America.
If you remember Brother Pete, when we first started doing this show, I came in with a format. And what did you do?
So this is the payback?
Payback is...
Only I listened. No, we all did. Hey, we did good. This is not bad. It's going to take us a while to get into the
Superman does
flow,
good.
but-
We do well.
All right.
Oh.
See?
Oh.
I believe it's really time to go home here.
Are you going to sing?
No. No, Ken's going to sing.
And now the end is near, and so we face.
All right, little chicken music. Special thanks to Ephrata Lodge 665 for allowing us to now have our studio in this beautiful, absolutely fantastic lodge in Ephrata, Pennsylvania, home of the Green Dragon. And we'll tell you another time about the Green Dragon. Also, special thanks to our producer, Jason Lewis, who always continues to do a bang-up job. Our news director, Jack Harley. Also to Brother Pete and his wife, beautiful wife, Stephanie, for allowing us for a year and a half to meet in Monarch Studios in the basement of his house. And again, I can't thank her enough, and I can't thank Pete enough for that.
Now we can start our Dungeons and Dragons team.
Yes, we can, absolutely. Also, too, I want to give special shout out and special thanks to our staff appointment secretary, Stu Early, our audience counter, Hugh Wake, our audience estimator, Adam Illian. That's a friend of mine,
Larry.
Adam is a real dear friend of mine. To our bad joke interpreter, Nadia Get It, and our chief accountant, who's retiring this week. Can this be written off? And our special thanks to our new...
A stretch.
She's Russian.
And our special...
It's all right.
You think he's going to listen to this? Our special thanks to our new legal consultants, Mohammed Ibrahim Law Firm, or MILF in the Yellow Pages.
Oh, no, that's so bad. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
no.
Jason, turn the chickens up.
Yeah. Boost the chickens.
I hear Ken Hudson uses that law firm a lot.
He's going to have to invest in a lot of new hips out
I
there.
thought it was Digitake It et al.
All right. Thank you to George Grove. This is episode 057 from the brand new Studio 665.
5-7?
Yeah.
5-7.
Thank you.
Studio
And
665.
thanks to our
We didn't do that at the beginning.
thanks
We
to
always
We
our
did.
do that. 5-7.
in-studio observers, Brothers Ken, and our doorman, Brother Scott. Thank you for
Scott's the muscle.
our sergeant of arms. And he has two, so it's good.
Wow.
This is Jason Lewis.
Jack Harley.
Larry Maris.
And me.
You've been listening to the Masonic Light Podcast with brothers Pete Ruggieri, Larry Maris, Jason Lewis, Jack Harley, and me. Listen to all our episodes on our website, www.masoniclight.com, or via your favorite podcasting service.